Gets us moving. Just watch out for buckets. Well, one thing for sure, we're glad to be back in the sense of transport and things and the exciting things that happen whenever you're traveling. So last year, no notes. This one I was writing a little bit, well, earlier on. So I just want to look at a few of the things that happened for our trip, which made it pretty sporting for most of the time. So I think I don't know, for Facebook folks or whatever, or our transport there got pretty interesting, get into Pittsburgh, get to New York, get delayed, stay overnight, get on another plane, go through the line a couple times, where you go through customs and TSA, get to the front of the line, get a phone call, hey, you got the wrong ticket, come on back, 1,000 people. Okay, no problem. Get back in that snake line and start all over again. So that was sort of how we got going Sunday morning. So that was the highlight of the day, the high part there. Get on a plane, fly to Haiti. Then we come out, and I don't think anybody has, 14 passenger van?
Yeah, 14.
Okay, so 14 passenger van, 18 of us, 2 people with the van, and all our luggage. So whoever wants to try that, maybe we'll go in your car, about 15 people, and with Joe and Jerry. Yeah, and so it's really a comforting thing. You can really get tight that way, get close. Right. So that got us started, you get to know each other real well. So the nice thing about it, for the folks that had been there in the past, there was air conditioning in it. When we were starting to open windows, and next thing you know, you hear this little coming through the top of the thing, and the air conditioning, and closing those windows, and 2.5 hours later or so, hey, we were in the other end of the trip. So, all's good. Shannon can appreciate it. So I'm just going to jump around again just for a few things, because I'm sure everybody else will cover a lot of it. Save the highlights for later. The food, just reporting like from last year, it stayed the same. You have a sort of a fish-based noodle with a little bit of spice and some other things for breakfast. That was still the same. So we'll have a spaghetti breakfast here someday, and let you know how that really goes. The chocolate soup was still there. It's sort of watered down, cocoa wheats. So it was another good thing. But overall, the foods were really excellent. I mean, they did a great job. I kind of like the perspective of what is our living conditions in Haiti. We're in a compound. There's bunk rooms. It's sort of like a bunk house that I was in. There's some individual rooms, and the ladies there was a house, and then multiple bunks within it. And our area for the bunks, it was pretty nice. It's sort of like one of the state parks around, a pavilion-y kind of thing. And, the only thing you could have extra are geckos or lizards of some sort running around your walls and things like, just to add a little entertainment to your day. Which, of course, we were getting ready to go out to the job site, and Bridget looks into her hat and, hey, look what's in my hat. Well, there was a lizard in it, but it got out through a little hole in the side, so before she was ready to use it. But that compound, of course, these rooms have a couple of CFL lights up there a ways and nothing reflected around, so you're working on about 5 watts of light trying to see yourself around. The bathrooms, 50 yards away, the toilet. Next to it in a dark corner is this mirror about this big. No light, but if you put the light on in the bathroom in the morning, it'll give a little bit of light in case you want to shave, which would be okay for like Jerry. It wouldn't really be a problem. But for us, you're trying to get in there and see, and another use for that later. I'll have to tell you about. That's part of my trip. So, but that whole area was really, our life there inside. You get in there and all the folks, and again, everybody gets to know each other very well. To include the roosters, they crow all night long. They keep some lights on just to keep the roosters going. I think it's a safety thing. You could hear the neighbors' dogs fight about 6 o'clock every morning, 5:30, they're barking at each other, and it sounds like they're having a real battle because there aren't that many dogs left around, but I won't go there. And it's just a whole collection in the water that typically went off multiple times during the day if you're showering or not showering. And the pump, a good plumber would make a living down there real well. So, but again, it was all in all, you put that together, and ends up being a really wonderful place. That's it. I did the transportation, the gecko. They did the weather earlier. You go from one end to the other. That was yesterday at this time. Which reminded when I was sitting there. Okay, yesterday morning, it's probably 80 degrees already, 90 after they'd gone for a walk. And yeah, it's what I'm not interested in a walk before I get on a bus for 2.5 hours to ride to the airport. But at that time, what was I going to say about that? Oh, well, that's gone. Yeah. Weather. Oh, thank you, Diane. That's why I need a twin to help me out. So it was 80 or 90 degrees, and we come up here, the complete change of temperature, and we're riding back to the transportation added back in. So we're riding through sort of like an Indiana Jones thing going on through Port-au-Prince when we get to it, and had no idea why they went off of the main road. And you could almost touch the walls when you're coming up the sides, a bus coming down the hill on the other side, and we're going up with our vans because we had 2 vans on the way back. It was really nice. So there's space so you could actually breathe. But totally disjointed for that. So the idea was a tight ride. Oh, well. Let's say, I probably should have gone without notes, huh? So 2 less things and I'm out of here, because we, back to that ride going through, it's, once we get partways through Port-au-Prince, come up to a circled kind of a interchange, and you have armed UN soldiers. And so I think they could use that a lot of other places for traffic control. If a guy's got a semi-automatic weapon standing in the middle of the road, you'll probably listen to him or slow or pass. And the last, we arrive in Atlanta, and the stewardess gets on the announcement there and says, "Close your windows. We can't move. We're not going any place until you do whatever." So they slam them down. Who was it? Somebody looked out.
I did.
So John, as he listens to the people to tell you to do stuff, he pops it up, and we're surrounded. The aircraft's surrounded with
Police?
Yeah, the police. So their SWAT-ish team was out there, and we really don't know what happened out there, but that was our entry, our welcome, thank you, back into the United States as to who knows who they got or what it was.
But it wasn't any of us.
Yeah. They didn't find what we were bringing back. But, it was a blessing. We had great folks, did great things, the young, the old and older. And